I don't think I'm crazy when I'm saying this, but Wembanyama might, when it's all said and done, be the greatest player to ever play this sport. I know he's a bit young. I know he's young. And I know this might be jumping the gun, but I don't really think it is. Like, not that he's going to be, because let's be real. It's very difficult to beat what Michael Jordan did. It's very difficult to beat LeBron's longevity. But there might just be a situation where he's going to enter that GOAT argument, just like how Messi and Ronaldo, in a lot of people's eyes, were the GOAT 12 years ago. Like, I was genuinely like, people were calling Messi the greatest of all time in 2011. What age was he then? Like 23? He was like 23. Because people were like, well, it doesn't matter. He's just Maradona, but better. Like, that's genuinely what people were saying. Even though Argentina fans will always say Maradona, some people were saying Pele, but a lot of people, even in 2012, were like, no, Messi's the best ever. But before we get on things, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We are trying to hit 17.2k by the end of the day. Right now, we are 48 off. Either way, what height do you think Wemby is? Gobert's 7'1" without shoes. Gobert is up to, like, the bottom of Wemby's nose. Wemby could have 6 inches. Actually, no, sorry, that's a lie. There is at least 4 to 5 inches in height difference between these two. Wemby has grown. And not only that, like, Wemby, I'd say, has reached his final form. I'd say this is Wemby's final form. Like, I don't see Wemby bulking up any more than this. I really don't. I think this is Wemby's final form. He's like nearly Gobert size. There's not much of a difference. He's no twig anymore. And if you guys saw the game against Turkey, these two, as the Twin Towers, made a mockery of Turkey. They made a mockery. And I'm just saying this right now. If they win the Olympics, if France win the Olympics, how many rings is that worth? A lot. That's worth more than a ring. If you beat a team, if you beat what they believe is the Avengers, what people have been calling great, some people have been saying it's greater than the Dream Team. If you beat them, I don't know if they will, but if France beat Team USA and Wemby, and in right after his rookie season, is the star of that team and is the best player at the Olympics, like, where do we put him as the greatest young players of all time? What age is he? 20? 20 years old, I think? I think Wembanyama's 20. Like, where do we put him in the greatest 20-year-olds of all time? 1? Like, yeah, he's 20. I think if they win this game, if they win this tournament, he becomes the number 1 20-year-old of all time. And he is 7'5" plus. You are, like, 7'5" is being conservative for his height. He could be 7'6". Like, remember back in the day when people would just put their height without shoe or with shoes on? So, like, you have 7'7" Manute Bol with shoes. You had 7'7" Mirasan with shoes. You had 7'6" Yao with shoes. You've got probably 7'6" without shoes Wemby. Or 7'5" even without shoes. As far as we're concerned, there's a chance, because of the inconsistency in height measuring, Wemby could be the tallest player in the history of the NBA. With guard-like skills. Like, he moves like if he was 7 foot tall, he'd be an NBA player. But he's 7'6". Like, he moves like an elite quickness 7-footer. He's more fluid moving than Porzingis. He literally covers the entire three-point line on defense. We've never seen anything like it. There's a chance he's the greatest defensive player of all time. Now, he's not winning. He's not going to probably win 6 rings in 8 years. He's not going to he's not going to play 20 years like LeBron. He's not going to set any of these crazy records like LeBron. But let's just say Wemby has a 13-year career, and in those 13 years has 3 rings, 8 Defensive Player of the Years, 4 MVPs, 4 or 5 MVPs, maybe 2 Olympics with France, which is means a lot more than doing it for the USA, and doesn't hit the heights like accolade-wise, but there's a chance he enters that GOAT conversation in the, like, almost Will Chamberlain type, where it's like, well, no, we watched it. This guy was just way better. This guy was just way better. Like, or in the, like, well, no, like, no matter what era, Wemby's the greatest. If you put Wemby in Jordan's era, Wemby destroys everybody. If you put Wemby and LeBron's era, Wemby destroys everybody. Like, there's a potential for that argument to come in. And look, Luka is not entering that GOAT conversation. I'm putting it right. I'm saying it right now. I love Luka. Luka's never going to enter that GOAT conversation. I don't think Luka's going to be in the top 10 of all time conversation. I think Luka's going to be in that Kevin Garnett range, like 15 to 25. Your Kevin Garnett's, your Dirks. I think that's where Luka's going to end up when it's all said and done. And you might be saying, oh, he needs a ring. Like, Charles Barkley's in that range too. Never won a ring either. But who else? Jokic is not going to be in that conversation. The only player I can see right now is Wemby. And I don't see a scenario where any of these young guys coming through are better than Wemby. They called him the greatest prospect of all time coming into the NBA, and he's lived up to the hype. Not only that, he's put on lean muscle. He's still as athletic. He's still as flexible as he was. He didn't put on bad muscle. Like, you just bulking up like Porzingis. If you bulk up like Porzingis did, with how your knees are going to be at that height, your joints taking all the pressure, it's going to be really difficult. He's probably at his final form right now. Like, there's no need for him to get bigger than he is right now. If he gets bigger, the injuries are going to come. And obviously, look, if he gets injured, it is what it is. It is what it is. If a player gets injured, they're obviously not going to be in, especially if it's long-term, they're not going to be in that conversation. Like, look, we forget how good Yao Ming was before he got injured. Yao Ming was going to be in that top 10 centers of all time conversation. But he's now gone completely out of it because he only lasted, 7 years? 7 good years before he started getting injured? If Wemby can last 14, 15 years, he's not going to last the 22 or 23 years like LeBron. LeBron's point record is going to be unbreakable. It's going to be genuinely unbreakable unless they make the NBA games, like the NBA season's 100 games. Like, his point total is going to be unbreakable. And I think there's going to be some absolutely unbreakable. Once all the records become unbreakable is when the NBA might decide, you know what, let's go 60-game season. They might figure out a way of doing that. But Wemby is that guy. Wemby really is that guy. He's not only as good, he may be better than advertised. The man here might be better than advertised, which is absolutely crazy. It is absolutely crazy. So saying Wemby's going to be in the GOAT conversation, I don't think is a bold statement. I really don't. If you guys think it's a bold statement, fine. But for me personally, I think that he's on that trajectory. His team, like, the Spurs are a perfect organization. They're not going to win anything next year, but they might be a damn good team next year. Like, they might be a playoff team next year, which is, again, crazy. Like, Wemby would be in my... If you're talking about who my favorites for MVP are going to be, it's still going to be your Luka. It's still going to be Jokic. For some reason, Giannis still has voter fatigue from 5 years ago, so I don't think it's going to be Giannis. It'll be probably Luka, Jokic. Embiid's still going to be in that conversation if he's healthy. Shai is going to be in the conversation. And then I think it's going to be Wemby. I would have Wemby above Ant, above Tatum in that MVP conversation. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.